Buying new art supplies is always exciting. Anything else, I think twice about buying, however necessary it is, however affordable it might be. But with art supplies, I don't even feel like I'm spending money. So anytime I go to the shop, I have to exercise my willpower not to buy everything. I love to look at everything, touch everything, swatch everything, and I usually leave with at least a new pencil or an eraser or a washi tape, even though I came for something entirely different and they didn't have it. All of this I bought over the course of a few trips to several different art supply shops, and I'm very excited to open and swatch some new things, but something that I'm also going to just quickly get out of the way because I'm not going to open them right now. The first thing that I'm going to get out of the way will be the sketchbook. This is the Talens Art Creation Sketchbook in the size 13 by 21 centimeters or 5.1 by 8.3 inches. It's acid-free, 140 grams per square meter in thickness. And the reason why I'm not going to open it is because I have a sketchbook going currently, which is exactly the same. It has this embossed label in the back, and I've just recently started it. This is how much I filled up. This is how much I still have to go. It's going to take me quite some time to finish it, so I clearly don't need another one. But the thing is, when I tried this one, I loved everything about this sketchbook, and I already planned that my next sketchbook is going to be the same one in red, and then my next sketchbook after that is going to be the same one in pastel blue. And the next time I went to the art supply shop, they only had one left in red, and you never know if they're going to restore it, to restock it. I love everything about this sketchbook. Like I've said, it has a little rubber band, it has a bookmark, and for me personally, this is the perfect amount of cream pages. They are cream enough to feel warm and welcoming, but not overwhelm the colors that you're using on the pages. It's pretty smooth, but it takes watercolor quite well. The pages do crinkle, but this, for example, has a lot of layers. I put a few down, I let them dry, and then I work again, and I don't mind that they're crinkly. I really like the sound of used crinkly pages when I flip through this. This is a piece of glassine that I put between pages that maybe need a little more protection, but I'm not super precious about it. The next thing that I'll get out of the way is this clay. This is air dry clay, and that's why I'm not going to open it up, because it's going to dry up if I don't use it immediately. This is not the brand that I usually get. This one is called Das or DAS, and the one I usually get is Jovi. This was about 2 times more expensive than Jovi, but I saw it in the art supply shop for the first time. I believe they just started stocking it, and it feels, through the packaging, very soft and smooth, and I hope that means that it's not going to crack. Next thing we'll look at is probably this washi tape. The brand is called masking tape. Very efficient. Sometimes the most innovative solution is to be straightforward, I suppose. It says that it's made in Japan. It's 1 roll of 7 meters, and this washi tape has cats and leaves all over it. A little bit of background information. I currently use red washi tape by the same brand, and what I use it for is mostly to tape tickets and postcards and little Polaroid photos into my diary, and my current diary is red, so I was lucky to find one that matches in shade perfectly. And like I've pre-planned the sketchbooks, I've also pre-planned that my next diary is going to be forest green in color, and I went into the art supply shop to get something entirely different. They didn't have it, but I saw this. They had one last roll of it left, and has these adorable kitties, and the color is just right to match my fantasy diary that I don't even have yet, the notebook, but that's what I want to do next once I'm done with the current one. So I got it. I suppose we can open this one. So kitties and leaves. Let's take a closer look at the pattern. It's got a white and red striped cat, autumn leaves and mushrooms, and a yellow and white striped cat, apples. What else? Oh, little birdies as well. I'm not sure if they're showing up in focus, but they're two little birdies. Let's probably take a look at this. This is matte acrylic varnish, and the reason I bought this is also the reason I bought the clay and these paints, is that I've been making little animal sculptures or figurines out of air dry clay lately, and the ones I made previously I did not put varnish on. I painted them with acrylic paints. They are primitive in shape. I sort of aimed to make them look like caveman sculptures, but I used more or less natural colors, and I didn't varnish them, and so they are a little bit worn down, like the paws here are dirty, and on the other one I think there are a few chips and cracks on the paint. So I got varnish, but this isn't the first varnish I got. The previous bottle I got had such a terrible toxic smell that I just didn't use it. I think I've had this exact type of varnish before and it didn't have a smell, so I bought this instead and I'm hoping to use it. I'm going to open it for the first time now and see if it does have any unpleasant smells. Alright, it doesn't stink. It doesn't stink. If I really put my nose in there, which I probably shouldn't do, it does have a little bit of a smell, but it smells just like acrylic paint. The brand is Niva Palette Sonnet Matte Acrylic Varnish. I'm going to swatch the paint and the pencils at the very end because I will need the desk space to put my sketchbook on to swatch the stuff. So I think we're going to put these to the side and take a look at the book. Now, this isn't art supplies, but this is an art book, which I'm incredibly excited about. This is the biography of Swedish abstract artist Hilma af Klint, written by Julia Voss. And I have to admit, I only found out about Hilma af Klint embarrassingly late, like many people, because she isn't very well known, even though she is now considered to be the inventor of abstract art before Kandinsky. When I first saw her art, I realized that my style actually is very similar to hers, even though I've never seen her paintings before. But now that I have, I'm very inspired by them, and I want to study her style more to sort of go in that direction with my own style. This is the paper cover. It's got a little summary description here. The inside is a pretty pink color. This is what the book looks like without the paper cover. It's a nice pastel blue with embossed text on the spine, and on the back of the cover we've got some reviews, which I didn't read, a photo of the artist in her studio, and a fragment of her painting. So the book has her biography. I'm excited to read it, but what I'm even more excited about is the colored reproductions of her artwork. This is pretty thick, shiny paper, and it's got, I believe, a few works from every period. I'm so excited to look at all of these closely, study every brushstroke that's visible on the reproductions, and maybe try to draw and paint something in my own style inspired by this. There are also reproductions of her drawings, and this is her museum in a suitcase, and here was, okay, paintings for the temple. Here was a page from a notebook or a sketchbook, which is just incredible to get access to something so personal. I saw sketches of Titian in Rome done in chalk. I'm not sure how they preserved that. I mean, I know that the people working in the museum know how to preserve that, but how did they survive to the point of being put into the museum? That was incredible. The painting is one thing, but the sketches by someone who has lived so long ago, that's something sublime almost to see. I can't wait to sit down with a cup of tea and my sketchbook and read through it and really study the paintings. In museums, oftentimes the workers, I work at an art gallery myself, so I know how to handle artwork, but in museums, oftentimes the people working overlooking the exhibitions have to come closer to me and tell me, hey, don't stand so close to the painting, and I'm like, okay, sorry, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to. I was just so fascinated with really looking at every brush stroke that I didn't notice that I got a little too close, but it's fine. All right, the paper, the elephant in the room. This is, as you can see, Daler Rowney cold pressed. I still get cold pressed and hot pressed confused. This has 50 sheets. It's very expensive. I believe it was 35 euros, full price. It's acid free, which is great. It's very thick. It's 300 grams per square meter, which is thicker than the paper I've used before. The paper I've used before is this. It's very affordable. It was just 4 euros for 20 sheets. It's a little thinner. I don't quite remember. It doesn't say anywhere that it's acid free, but it feels perfectly fine. Let's compare a page of this with a page of that. Oops. They are the same color, which is lovely. They are also not stark white. For example, this is stark white, and this is just a little creamier, which is good. That's how I like it. And the texture is about the same. The only difference really is that this one is about 2 times thicker, and it says that it's acid free. I had no complaints about this one, and I still have no complaints about this one. I would have restocked it. I mean, I would have bought it again, but the shop didn't restock it. They don't have it anymore, so I had to find something that I liked as much. And I don't feel like I need it to be this thick. This is how thick it is, 1 sheet of paper. I know that it's probably good that my paintings won't crinkle, but I don't really mind that. I don't really care much about that. But anyway, this was the only one, the color and texture, that I really liked. So I had to splurge on it, and I think it's going to take me quite a long time to go through the whole pad, because I also make smaller paintings, and I also make drawings on a different kind of paper, and I work in my sketchbook a lot lately. So I will definitely get my money's worth. Okay, it's watch time. Let's see, I've got some pencils and I've got some acrylic paints. I think we'll start with the pencils. So most of these are the colors that I already have, the colors that I use a lot. Here's my pencil case, and you can see that I've got basically the same colors. The yellow, this is the yellow, the red, and the dark blue, I go through so quickly I might as well be eating them for breakfast. I make, let me show you, this kind of drawings with them. I use them not really as colors, but as just light and shadow and a mid-tone. And I think these pencils do a really good job of acting as a mid-tone, the red, a highlight, the yellow, and the shadow, the blue. So this is Kohinoor Mandalas. They're watercolor pencils. They have the same ones that are not watercolor. The series is called Polycolor, and I don't use water with these, so I don't really need them to be watercolor, but I've tried both, and these feel a lot smoother. They feel waxier, and they go on the paper in a thicker, creamier consistency, which I really like. The red is number 132, Carmine. I already have them swatched here, so I'm just gonna show you. The yellow is number 3, and it's called Chrome Yellow, I believe. The blue is number 17, and the color is called Cobalt Blue. Here they are swatched, the Carmine, the yellow, and the Cobalt Blue. And these two are also colors that I already have. I use them a little less, but I love them still, especially this Mountain Blue. It's number 57. It's a gorgeous, cool-toned, sort of dusty pastel blue. I love the name too, Mountain Blue. How fun is that? And I use it a lot as a highlighter in my diary and in my notes. I just make a little like oval shape around the word and I color it in. I like it a lot more than highlighter markers. And this one is number 26, and the shade is called Dark Green. Here they are swatched next to each other, in fact. Dark Green and Mountain Blue. And then there are two pencils that are new to me. One is number 63. I don't remember whether this one was Olive Green Light or Olive Green Dark. In this series they have both, and really they're the same tonal value, but the only difference between them is that one is cool toned and the other is warm toned. I'm going to sharpen it actually because I want to write the name of the pencil next to it. Let's see. So I'm going to write the name of the brand, series, and color. Okay, I don't remember which olive green it is, so I'm just gonna write Kohinoor Mandelas, and later today I'm going to look up the color chart online, see which of the colors this number is. Okay, this is number 63. This is what it looks like swatched. The next pencil is a regular graphite pencil by Faber-Castell, Gold Faber it says. It has an 05 here for some reason, I don't know what that stands for, and it's B. The only reason I got it is because they didn't have the ones that I liked. I have these, Kohinoor, not sure how to pronounce this, Toison d'Or or whatever, and I've used them my whole life, ever since I learned to hold a pencil. My dad, who's also an artist, had them, and I just used them. I love them. I don't want to change them for anything, but the only shop that stocks these only had 7B and all the H's in stock, and I would have been perfectly satisfied with a B, a 2B, a 3B, and I would have considered an HB again, but they didn't have any of those, so I just had to get whichever B they have. Let's see. I'm going to write the name of it as well. It's Faber-Castell Gold Faber B. And what can I say? It's a pencil. It does the job. Let's now put the pencils away and move over to the paint. I'm very excited. I'm going to swatch it in the back of my sketchbook. This is... oh, I thought it was Talens. It is Talens. It's Royal Talens Standard Series Amsterdam. It says all acrylics, Standard Series acrylic. I got these specifically to paint my next batch of air dry clay animals. Now I'm going to swatch them for the very first time, I think in the back of my sketchbook, because the front swatch page doesn't really have any space anymore. Let's see if it's gonna lay flat, and it doesn't really want to. We'll try to make sure it does. I've got my palette here and I've prepared some water to swatch them and a paintbrush. Let's start with the Carmine one. This is the first time I'm trying this brand of acrylics as well, and I do have kind of high hopes for it. I'm hoping that it's going to be very flat and not very shiny, so satin or matte-ish. What shape should I do? Should I try to make it an even square? Probably not. It does go on the page nicely. I would say it does go on the page exactly the way I wanted it to. It's not streaky. It's nice, even, flat wash of color. This is what it looks like. It's still wet. I just put it on the page. It's drying pretty quickly. The thicker parts are still wet, but the base is dry. It's a really nice color. Let's now try Naples Yellow. Just put a little, oh, it's beautiful. Oh, okay, it goes on the page beautiful. I think I watered it down accidentally. I didn't mean to. Maybe I should actually get a little bit, get a little bit of paint that hasn't been watered down. Let's see. Okay, yeah, it's not see-through at all when it's not watered down, which I love. I'm pretty sure it can easily go over a darker color in just one layer. I think it will go really well with all the colors that I have here. Okay, let's now try the Olive Green Deep. This looks like a foresty green. This one is a little bit streaky, but that is to be expected of darker colors. Usually lighter colors, they have white in them and they're a little chalkier and a little creamier and a little thicker, and darker colors are thinner and they can sometimes be a little bit see-through. They're either chalky or see-through. Alright, so I didn't have to put extra paint, I just sort of moved around the paint that I put on and it's not looking streaky anymore. They have a good amount of earthiness to them, even if they're not necessarily earthy colors like the Carmine. So now gray blue, grayish blue it's called. Oh, it's lovely. It's one of my favorite colors. It's like the mountain blue pencil. This could act as a nice mid-toned gray in a landscape, for example. The last tube of paint, we've got Lamp Black. This one, little streaks are only because my paintbrush is holding a little more water than necessary. Other than that, it goes on like the rest of the colors, exactly like I want it, in a nice, even, flat wash of color. I bought the black mostly just to paint the eyes and mouths onto the animals. This is what the black looks like. The ones that are dry by now look really good. Like I've said, still satiny. So now would be the time to write the names and colors. I think I'm not going to write them on camera, but I'm going to show you the pigments. The carmine says 318. Is this the number of the pigment or the number of the paint color? That's the number of the paint color. The pigments are here on the back. So carmine is 318, Naples yellow is 223, olive green dark is 622, and grayish blue is 562, and the lamp black is 702. And once again, this is what they look like swatched. I'm incredibly excited to start using all of these art supplies and to read the book.